The Academy area is a specialized exhibition space that was built together through a strategic partnership between Micam and Mipel. Within this dedicated environment, we have set up a comprehensive production line featuring state-of-the-art machinery to demonstrate exactly how traditional craftsmanship and innovative technology blend together in a truly harmonious and effective way for the industry. The truly unique aspect of this project is the fact that in a relatively small space, we find ways to actively engage school guys and buyers in a deeply immersive experience, a unique one where technology merges with craftsmanship. What do the school students do in this academy area? We will have about 500 guys from secondary schools or higher education schools who will immerse themselves in an experiential journey. Directly behind me, you can see more than 20 machines that we have carefully organized into a fully functional production line. Our primary goal here is to help students truly understand how even to create a simple object such as a simple shoe or a small leather charm, so much advanced technology and engineering is necessary. And that technology anyway is not a substitute for craftsmanship, but it is a way to enhance it and to express it to the fullest. The upper of the shoe is composed of two pieces. It is a very simple upper. We chose a material that allows us not to have a lining, a typical material used in orthopedics. We start with the cutting. Here we also see the CAD, which helped us to build the models that we need for the automatic cutting. To be able to let the guys work and to be able to let the guys draw their ideas on top of the shoe, we need to apply onto the material that we have chosen for the upper a protective thin film, a film in TPU. We have to heat seal it. That is, we have to use heat and pressure to be able to irreversibly fix one material on top of the other. We have heat sealed the various upper materials one on top of the other, and now we must carefully sew them together. We'll use the notches we've added to the patterns as a precise reference point. We'll use two different sewing machines, a zigzag machine and a post bed machine. We prepared these ribbons by embroidering them with the fair's official logo. These decorative fabric ribbons will be used to cover up the vertical back seam, effectively concealing it from view. But they will also act as a functional loop, because by being securely fixed at both the front and the back, they will help us to pull the shoe onto the foot. The upper part of the shoe is still flat at this early stage. Before we begin sewing the insole to the upper, we use this machine to create a precise curve, which helps to give it a proper lead-in. This technique will give us a much more defined toe shape, but above all, it'll help significantly with the next step, which is the process of closing the insole. The shoe is assembled using the traditional Strobel technique, which means we won't reassemble the toe and heel sections, but instead we'll sew a full inner sock, specifically meaning we'll use a machine to create a sock between the upper and the fabric insole. The next step is to attach the sole. To attach the sole, we need to carefully reinsert the last into the sock-like shape that was created by sewing the upper to the insole. During the sewing process, wrinkles will inevitably start to form along the seams. This happens because the material tends to shrink a little bit, so we need to apply heat to create a much smoother and more professional effect on both the upper section and the inner insole area, because that's where we'll then attach the sole. We now need to carefully and thoroughly apply the adhesive to both the bottom of the upper and the sole, so that the two parts can be firmly and permanently bonded together. We've made the decision to utilize a water-based adhesive. As you might have already guessed, it's a polyurethane adhesive, and we'll apply the mixture using a specialized spray machine. We've applied a water-based adhesive. It has the great advantage that it's not dispersed in a solvent, so here we don't have to use solvents. But what do we have to do now? We have to evaporate the water, because on the surface of the upper and on the surface of the sole, only the adhesive must remain. The water must no longer be there, otherwise we won't be able to glue correctly. This piece of equipment generates a powerful vortex of hot air inside it that facilitates the rapid evaporation of the water. If normally, in standard ambient conditions, water-based glue would take 20 to 30 minutes to dry, by utilizing this specific method with this machine, we can make it evaporate in just 1 single minute. We've evaporated the water from the adhesive. Now what's left on the surface of the bottom of the upper and on the sole is only what is called the dry residue, which is essentially the actual adhesive part. The main difference between polyurethane and neoprene adhesives is that polyurethane isn't immediately sticky on its own. So in order to make it sticky and securely fix the two parts together, we have to reactivate it. Reactivating simply means that we have to subject the material to a particular source of heat that allows the adhesive to finally start with its necessary stickiness. The adhesive works with heat to reactivate it and with pressure. Applying pressure is absolutely essential to be able to irreversibly and permanently attach the sole onto the underside of the upper. The sole also features a lip, a box, and a section of the box that rises up along the lateral side. To fix this lateral part, we decided not to simply glue it down, but instead to perform a much more precise operation, which is that of sewing it. To perform this operation, we need a highly specialized machine. We have this special machine that was modified specifically to reach even the most difficult, hard-to-reach corners, and sew the complete outer perimeter of the sole. The last step will be the so-called finishing of the assembly. So we'll have to insert the footbed. Yeah, which is this soft padded insole that will allow us to walk much more comfortably while wearing this shoe, which has a very thin sole, specifically to avoid the roughness of the ground beneath us. But we're taking an extra step, a bit of a technological one. We insert an NFC tag. What is this NFC tag for? This NFC tag is linked to an online page on a website where you can find the entire history of this shoe.